So in the top tier, we have Loki. It's not really a Series 4 or 5 because the season pass card, but he will be Series 4 or 5 next season. Now in S tier, there are cards that I think are must-haves but not completely broken. We have Jeff. Is Mobius here? I think Mobius is gonna be on par. Maybe even better. Dude, I feel like Mobius is gonna be better than Loki. Legion. Legion is S tier for sure, even after the nerf. His ability to manipulate locations to your favor is amazing. Iron Lad is very good. I feel like Iron Lad is in almost every single deck. It's kind of like having a duplicate of a card. Obviously, when you build a deck, you want to put all the good cards in it. And sometimes you probably think, oh, I wish I could put 2 of this card in. And Iron Lad is kind of like that. Oh, Kitty, definitely. Where is she? It's easier to do like really shitty cards. Like this. High Evo is still really good, I think. I actually don't think Kang is that bad. The good thing about Kang is that he can mess with your opponent's head. It's kind of like Galactus. And also, if you're playing ladder, Kang is pretty good. If you're playing Conquest, maybe not so much. But usually with ladder, people don't expect Kang. And they play out their turn as they would. And you can see what they have you can see what they have in their hand and what they were going to play and where. Yeah, I don't think he's the worst, honestly. Just for wasting time. True, it's so annoying. Darkhawk is definitely between A and S. I think A. The Rock Slide nerf is kind of sad for him. Hawk is S, you think? I don't think he's S anymore. But like high A. Maybe high A, low S kind of thing. Now Aliath. I actually don't think Aliath is S tier. He's only S tier in combination with some cards. Like, I'm thinking he's only really S tier when you are locked out of other locations to play. So if you're playing him with Galactus, yes, obviously he's S tier, but only because you only have one location to play in. Or if you're playing like Lockdown, if you're playing Jean Grey with Wave, S if you have priority, yeah. But there's also so many cards that can play around him. It's getting a bit more difficult. So we are evaluating cards based on Mobius being out. So in that case, Zabu is probably not as high as he would normally be. Usually I'd say Zabu is S tier. But if Mobius is out, is Zabu still in S tier? Zabu, Sarah, Wave, Quinjet, all the energy cheating cards, Loki. But obviously you have to think about like your opponent, maybe your opponent doesn't have Mobius. Howard is poo. Echo is garbage, I think. Negasonic is not great, no. I'm trying to order these as well. Silk is good, but is she S tier? I don't think she's S tier. She's definitely not in the same tier as Jeff, but she's a very solid card. Very, very good stats. Echo is better than Kang. No way Echo is better than Kang. Stegron is better than Kang, you think? Oh, Null? Wait, Null is good. Thinking, what other garbage cards? Master Mold. Master Mold is... I feel like Master Mold only sees play with Ronan, that's it. He doesn't really see play with anything else. It's kind of sad. Mold is better than bottom tier. Tell me this. Do you ever see Mold being played with anything but Ronan deck? If there's card that only synergizes with one other card in the game, how is it not garbage? Still more played than Kang? Mold is played in draft mode. So is every other card. He's especially bad now because of Loki. Like, you don't want to give your opponents cards. By this logic, Snowguard is S tier. Oh, no. Location control cards are very, very strong. And Snowguard gives you a lot of flexibility. You can play Snowguard in other decks to help you control locations. I'm so sick of Snowguard because yesterday I played a lot of Magic and every time my opponent just cancelled it out and it was very sad for me. I think Snowguard is actually S tier now. I think Daken is here. Okay, Galactus. Where are we putting Galactus? But it's really, really hard to do surprise Galactus. Because usually there's too many warning signs, you know? I'd say he's better than Silk. I don't even know if it's better than Silk, man. And now I feel like Aliath needs to move as well a bit. Lady Deathstrike. Maybe here. I'd rather play these two than Echo. Lady D from the hub won me the 8 cubes. Sometimes you get her randomly and she can win you the game, but I would never actively add her to my deck, you know? Stature is definitely solid, but she's probably here to be honest, because if you don't discard anything, she's a 5-6. If your opponent doesn't discard anything, she's a 5/6. Ghost Spider is actually a pretty solid card, but I don't think she's on the same tier as these cards. She's probably here, but I think she's better than Kang. Hitmonkey used to be, I'd say, A tier before he got the nerf, but now he is a solid B tier card. But you can only really play him out if you have Sarah on board, or you've beasted him or something. But with Beast's nerf, it's also really hard to play him out properly. And he basically needs Mysterio. Jean Grey, she's either high B tier or low A tier. She's probably B tier, to be honest. I feel like you need a very specific deck to make her work. She slept on, I think that too. She provides a lot of control. Is she better than Hitmonkey though? I think so, because of the control. I like control cards. Why is 2099 not his own tier below C? I think because Raven would come to my house and slap me. I think Mirage is a very solid card. B plus or A minus, to be honest. She provides information, and she also gives you the buffed card. A tier? I don't know. You think she's better than Jean Grey? I don't think she's better than Jean Grey. She's only good now because of Loki. Mirage is 100% better than Jean? You think so? Shall we have a look? We'll look at the win rate. Jean Grey, seen 1.63%. Very little. 1 when played, 52.88. 1 when played, 57%. 7%. She's a lot more popular. But I feel like that's only because of Loki decks. Yeah, that's what I think. If Loki wasn't a thing, would Mirage still be so high? Dude, 1 when played, 62%! Fine, I'll put Mirage higher. If Loki wasn't such a big problem, she wouldn't be a big problem, I don't think. I think she's actually quite a good and balanced card. MODOK is, if you like discard, he can build you a deck. He just carries Discard Apocalypse. He's like a must-have if you liked playing discard. It is a fun card as well. It is nice when season pass cards are like this, you know? They're not overpowered, but they do help a whole archetype. But nobody complained about him being too strong. And it doesn't completely destroy the meta like Loki did. He definitely isn't for everyone. Oh, hey, baby. You wanna come say hi? Oh, yo, baby. He wants to go. It is hat time. Nebula, I think, is a good card, but she is not as good as she used to be. When she first came out, she was really good. But then we got Kitty Pryde, and we got Jeff. So I think those two cards made her a lot worse. When she came out, I made that lockdown deck, and she was so good in that. Speaking of Jeff, why isn't he in top tier? I don't think Jeff is broken. I think he's a really good card that goes into a lot of decks. Pretty much any deck you can slot him in, except maybe like C2 or C1 or C0. But he is good. He goes into almost any other deck. Loki is definitely the top right now, but next week, that's the top. So Nebula would have been like higher S tier, but because of Kitty, I think she's A tier. But she does go into a lot of decks. Also, I think she also makes your opponent play funny. Nebula is better than Darkhawk. You think? I don't think so. They're close for sure, but I think Darkhawk is still better. Darkhawk has fallen off. Yeah, he used to be S tier, and now he's A tier. He's still a really good card. He's just not broken anymore. Nimrod is a good card, and it's also an example of a good season pass card. He is not broken, but he's not unplayable either. He can enable a lot of fun builds like Destroy, Galactus, and also he is hard to calculate against, because you never know what your opponent is going to play the Destroy cards. Echo at Sea is criminal. Every time someone says that, I'm gonna put her further behind. And every time someone says Kang is so bad, I'm gonna put him a bit further to the front. Ravonna, unfortunately, either lowest B or C. I'm gonna put her in B because she's shiny and new, and also she does enable some fun deck building. She lets you put cards together that you wouldn't usually put together. I feel like she made people build different decks. Like yesterday, Dara played Morph. And when do you see Morph being played? He also went from rank 9 to rank 18 playing her. Silver Samurai. Oh, I don't think he's very good. Although that deck where I played Silver Samurai with Wong was pretty fun. because you just remove your opponent's cards. So it's like Wong on 3, Silver Samurai on 4, and then Black Bold on 5, and my opponent had no cards in their hand. What do we think of Spider-Ham? He is back to 1-1. It still says 2-2, but he's a 1-1 now. But now he hits the leftmost card. Is he dead? Like B tier now, right? I don't think he's A tier anymore. B for bacon. So why I think he is either high or low A tier. He's a 1-1. You can just slot him in any deck. And also, if you play him on 1, it provides you with so much information about your opponent's hand. Like, that's literally just one card that can kind of tell you what deck your opponent's playing and what card you hit. He's gonna be a lot worse post Mobius. Why do you think that is? What if you hit their Mobius? Mobius makes the pig free? Wait, what? Isn't the pig a 4 cost? The pig is a 0/0. I know he's a 0 power. He's 0 cost as well. So if I play Mobius, and then my opponent pigs me, whatever gets picked now costs 0 to play. I guess we are considering the cards with Mobius being out. So if that is the case, then he is like really, really bad, no? Because everyone is going to be playing Mobius. Okay, well, I guess it's just C now then. Alright, Phoenix Force. I never liked Phoenix Force. I feel like you're only really worth it with multiple man. I think Phoenix Force was my least favorite season pass card, honestly. It allows multiple men. I was forced to play this card for 5 weekends for measly 150 gold. I think I just have an aversion to it now. Like, maybe it's not that bad of a card. I just want to every time I look at it. Okay, X23. I think she's a very solid card, honestly. Low A tier. I like her better than Nimrod. I don't know if she's better than Null. She makes a lot of destroy cards better. If you had to pick one card in Marvel Snap to marry, which would it be? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Spider-Ham. Ebony Maw. I think someone rich. Who is the richest? Is Iron Man actually the richest? Oh, Black Panther. I think that's too much responsibility, you know? Yeah, I mean, Black Panther is a king of a nation, the richest nation probably on Earth. The royal duties alone would be too much work. Namor, and then I have to go underwater, and I'm not a strong swimmer. Marry Peter Parker. He's a child. Thor is the richest. Thor is a man-child. But then Iron Man is a man-child too. Who is like the most, you know, down to earth? And someone who's not spoiled, who doesn't need mothering. Howard the Duck. I'm not marrying the Duck. The Punisher. The Punisher has some serious issues. Nah, I'm good. I'm not marrying an animal. New tier list based on marriage. Okay, should we finish this tier list? Nina's editor frantically pressing the timeline looking for when this convo ends. Okay, Thanos used to be S tier, but in the current meta, I feel like he's still really good, honestly. I feel like people just stopped playing him. People stopped playing him because of Loki. I just think he's not in vogue at the moment. But he's basically the same, minus the Soul Stone thing. The Soul Stone nerf hurt a lot. Good. He was too good before. I think he's A tier. Because you can basically just slot him in almost any deck. Not almost any, but I just feel like he's very versatile, you know? You can build a deck around him. I don't think he's low A tier. He can still carry. Oh, definitely don't want to marry Thanos. Have you seen his chin? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Why is it like that? Alright, Living Tribunal. Okay, he's definitely not S. I'd say he's probably A tier. But I think he shines best as an element of surprise. Because usually, Living Tribunal decks are very, very obvious. But if you have like a random Living Tribunal, or you're playing against like Lockdown or something, he's very good. But I don't know whether it's better than like Jean Grey. I feel like he's only really good with like Iron Man. There's like 2 scenarios where he's good, right? He's good in Hella Discard, and he's good with Iron Man and Onslaught. But that's it. So maybe you're right, maybe he's not A tier. Okay, 1 when played, 59%. That's pretty high, honestly. That's really high. Loki is only like 60% something, isn't it? Win when played, Hella 71.4%. Infinite 67%. Silver Surfer 64%. Makes sense, you only play Hella when you have everything set up and win most of the time. Then shouldn't it be higher? Those 29% is when she's getting Cosmode. What's the lowest? Angel. 34%! And it's not even close! It's 10% lower than the next card, than Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket is 44%. Oh yeah, that's definitely a card I need to look into. Why? It's so bad. Ravonna is lower than Lady Deathstrike. What? To 55%? How? It's only been played in 2,137 games. You need to look at the game sample as well. Check most played cards. America Chavez. 30%. She's seen in 30% of decks. I mean, it's probably because of Loki. Because people want to draw certain cards early, like Loki. Not everyone has their games synced to website, so how accurate is it? That's 30%, which means it tracked over 600,000 games. It's probably still a small percentage of all the games, honestly. Because people who play on mobile don't use this app. Look at this. If you're ever wondering if they have Shang-Chi, there is like almost 30% chance that they have Shang-Chi. It looks pretty good, no? What do we think? And people complain that my Kang is too high. Kang is higher than Phoenix Force, Silver Samurai. Would you marry Quinjet? No. I feel like you're being very picky. I am. You have to be picky. Lower Kang? Nah, I don't think I will. I think I'm pretty happy with this list. Howard is fantastic if you know how to use him. Yeah, you use him by not playing him. Then he's fantastic.